Welcome. In front of me is an iPad Pro 11 inches from 2025, and today I will show you how you can go through the setup process of this device. So, when you boot up this tablet for the first time, you should be presented with the same screen that you can see on my end, though it might look more like this. Now from here, we're gonna find our desired language, which that will be English for me. And next we can choose our region. Now here, I actually recommend changing it, even if it's not correct, to something that is based in the European Union, like Poland. Now the reason I recommend this is because, well, it's Apple. And one of the things that the European Union is doing is forcing Apple to have a, well, not really store, but platform, iOS, open to basically any store, without the regulations and the iron grip that includes Apple tax in every purchase, which hence would also mean that you can buy things cheaper. Now this, as far as I can guess, will most likely only be impacting countries that are in the European Union, because the European Union is forcing them. I'm sure pretty certain that they're not gonna be, for instance, changing this kind of logic in US when they're not forced to do it, because US will basically glaze their ass and keep them around with whatever favorable things that they can, which would include screwing over the people. So change it to something like Poland, which will give you, obviously, as long as it's not using actual localization, ability to, for instance, have access to the third-party applications, which you should be able to install, which Apple obviously doesn't like because it takes money from them. So in general, we just have better consumer rights, and that's primarily what it boils down to. Anyway, we're gonna go to just clicking on our region, which is this one, at least for me. Not sure why I just decided to flip into portrait, so let's just do this again. Appearance. Choose how you would like text and icons to look on iPad. So it's just basically sizes. We have default, we have small, medium, and large. So basically everything just becomes extra big. I'm gonna keep it at default. Quick setup your iPad, set up iPad. So bring your current iPhone or iPad near you, and basically you can then move over the data that is on it to this one. Now I want to point out, the way it's going to be doing it is not actually like an actual transfer. What it does is just transfers the information of what you have on that iPad. So that would include things like your iCloud account and whatever installed applications, and those applications won't be moved here. It's just going to be the information that this application was on the previous device. Now it should be here, and once it is, it's gotten that information, it's going to download this application from the App Store. So just bear that in mind. Now I'm going to be setting it up as new, so let's click right here. And I would say we can connect to network, but no, we have to. Oh no, actually we don't. You can continue without Wi-Fi. So there's an option for you if you want to. You can do that. Yes, we're going to continue. Now it's going to be checking something, which, as you can see, may take a few minutes to activate your iPad. It's already activated, dipshits. So, like, what are you doing? So anyway, we're just going to wait for Apple to waste my time, because apparently it's worthless to them. Wow, finally. I do want to point out I literally waited for nothing because this tablet has been activated, so it's not like there was something to activate right here, so it's just annoying. Now here we have the setup eSIM. So you actually, I believe, need internet connection for this. So even if you try to, let's see if we click on this, scan QR code. Oops, I just pressed the power button. Apparently it's working. Okay, so it looks like here we might be able to add our eSIM without internet connection, which is pretty interesting. But I'm actually not going to be doing this. But it's an option for you if you want to utilize it. And that being said, this is the only way you can actually get mobile services on this device because there is no actual physical SIM tray. Next we have data and privacy, so you can read this exactly. You can also tap on learn more to see the extensive information for this. I'm just gonna select continue without reading a single word like I always do. Next we have age range, so select this age range for of the person who uses this iPad. This information will help iPad set up personal wow, great. So basically give us your age so we can profile you better for advertisements and other shit. You can choose the correct one or you can completely disregard this. It literally means absolutely nothing. Though in any case, if you're the person setting up this device for yourself, I recommend checking just adult. This will usually give you the best kind of result and the widest kind of access to everything. Sometimes if you select another one like teen or whatever, some applications and whatever might be locked away from you, and if you're also in UK, you might experience that no matter what you select, your device will start asking you for identification every effing time you try to download any application. That's not Apple. You can thank your government for that one. Moving on, we have Face ID. As 2025, Apple still hasn't, given you fingerprint sensor, though I believe there was fingerprint sensor on the previous tablet, so I'm not sure what the hell is happening right here. But you can select Face ID for unlocking your device, or you can just ignore this and set it up later. It automatically also prompts you to select a PIN for your device. It's a 6-digit PIN, but you can also click right here, passcode options, and choose to have alphabetical, numerical, 4-digit, or don't use. Now, I will usually recommend to select protection for your device, some kind of PIN pattern, well, not pattern, there's no pattern, but PIN or password on here, just so it can protect your data. But I'm not as kind of set on this for tablet purposes, just because tablet is usually kept at home, so it's not going to hold as much, number one, personal information like a phone would, and number two, it has significantly less chance of being lost like a phone can. So whoever will find it, which usually is no one that shouldn't be finding it in a house, access to very limited amount of information here. Like whoop-de-doo, they got your Netflix, I guess, and your emails. So anyway, if you want, obviously, I still recommend protecting it, but for the people that don't want to, I would say this is less of a problem for tablets rather than phones, so you can just kind of skip it if you really want to. Don't use passcode. Next we have transfer your apps and data. So we can do this from a couple different sources. We have iCloud, we have another Android, or another iPad here, then we have Mac and Android. So we have several different ways. And you can choose whichever one you want if you want to transfer over the data. If you don't, you can also select don't transfer anything. And some of the things that, for instance, you might have as an example from Android or even on another iPhone or iPad, some of this information still will be moved over to this device when you sign in with the iCloud account or Google account. As for instance, contacts and stuff like that and email addresses and all that is tied to a Google account for majority of the people. There is like almost everyone. Same thing goes for the iCloud account. It holds the same kind of information, so this will be moved here as well. And if you store your photos on the either Google Cloud or the iCloud for Apple, obviously they will show up in your photo library. Though for Google, you might need to download the Photos app, and they might not show up in your actual Photos application if you have your photos on the Google Cloud. So anyway, moving on. We have terms and conditions. Again, I'm not going to read a single word of that. It literally doesn't matter right here. If I want to use my device, I still need to agree to it no matter what. Next, we have update your iPad automatically. This is up to you. Honestly, there is no reason not to update iPads automatically. It's not like you're gonna lose something over time. So the only downside is when in the future, I guess, Apple decides to implement something like they did, which is the liquid ass theme. Glass. So in this case, if you have automatic update, that would be automatically loaded to your device. And if you don't like it, if it makes it harder for you to see, obviously, kind of tough shit. But I don't think they can make that look any worse than it already is. So yeah, I'm just gonna select continue. Next, you have location services. You can select setup later. They, I believe, are still enabled, but you will need to grant permission to specific applications for this. Next, screen time. So this is just parameters, how much you use your device, the screen on time, and for what applications. It's a statistic that you can view in the settings. iPad analysis, so help Apple improve its products and services, blah, blah, blah. Just basically allow us to gather data on you and improve our AI. Which honestly, for iPad's sake, you might want to do that, considering their Apple Intelligence is the stupidest shit I have seen. So I'm gonna keep it stupid. Anyway, moving on, we have a light and a dark theme. You can choose whichever one you want. You also have the transition one. So basically, depending on the time of day, it will switch automatically or based on the wallpaper. I'm not sure which one it is here. Select light or dark appearance and see how iPad adjusts depending on what you choose. Okay, so it doesn't really mention if this is based on the wallpaper, the middle one, or based on time of day, but you can check it out yourself. I'm gonna keep it in light anyways. Next, we have multitasking and Windows. It's just a couple information and also options for this. So we have the full screen apps and we have the full screen and window apps. For the most part, I think I would recommend the full screen and window as it allows you to basically have both instead of this one, which would only allow you to have full screen only. Like you literally have, would you like to have less features or more features? I think I like more features. And we're basically done. So let's click get started. And there we go. Now, because I didn't connect to network, all of applications can't really download right now. So they're waiting for internet. Don't worry, that's normal. If you connected to network, they would probably be already downloaded by the time you're finished the setup. So with that being said, hopefully you found this very helpful. And if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.